What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Game Time Discussions. I'm Emery Cousin. I'm here with Cameron Selby. We are doing Sunday live stream week 1. Super excited about this, guys, of course. I mean, what more could we ask for? College football having some big games this weekend. Michigan, of course, and Oklahoma last night was a fun game to end the night off. And now we get to go into NFL. We're about 3 hours before the actual games start, but there's a lot of things obviously that we need to talk about. There's a lot of things that are forcing concern, and of course, biggest talking point would be Christian McCaffrey. We have to go over a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of things.
It's a whole lot of things to discuss. It's a lot of fun. The fans or the football gods are on our side because our stream started on the first attempt, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
But essentially, we need to kind of recap 2 showdown slates that took place. Very just not took place how it went or how we expected because of very, very early.
Unfortunate circumstances to say the least. In the first game, you have the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, 24-20 in that game. Philly wins that game. We did both think that they were going to win by a lot more, to say the least. But at the same time, I thought Dallas actually looked a little bit better than I expected. The pass rush, the D line that I expected to be lower than when Micah was there, I actually thought they played pretty well. And I saw some stuff that they were actually playing pretty good, and it matched up with my thoughts.
From an objective perspective, if you're gonna just rank the position group of depth that Dallas has, edge is probably the best depth, and that doesn't include Micah. They just had every single edge injured last year. They also had a first-round caliber player that we had graded. What was he, top 30? Ezraku.
Oh, he was he was right around 30, 35.
Second round, so that was another value. They've had a couple of those over the last couple of years that they've gained on, and so they added another D tackle because Mozzie Smith is no good, and they looked pretty good against the run, but they held Saquon in check. Devontae Smith was not a factor. AJ Brown especially was not a factor. Best defensive tackle or best defensive player, arguably, on their team, got ejected before the game even started.
Yep.
And they still won by 4. So I appreciated Dallas's effort. I liked that they did show up to play, but I think everything kind of started out and was not going Philly's way. They did not bring their A game. It was more like a C game, and it still was a result in their favor. There was also a lightning delay that literally killed Philly's momentum, because it was a near fumble return score. Starting first turnover, finally a spark play, and then lightning delay for an hour. So obviously that just was killed, and no one scored the rest of the game. So that was very telling.
I thought that, obviously we said that they're the better team. They had the better overall components to their whole team. I never expected AJ Brown to have 1 reception for 8 yards, and Devontae Smith to have 4.6 fantasy points or whatever he had. So I think that that whole thing might implode, funny enough, because you know how AJ can get. He's a little bit of a drama queen, and we love him to death. But
the thing is, if results don't go their way, wins don't start piling up. The biggest takeaway from that game is that I feel way better about not picking Philly to go all the way, because if you watched our preseason predictions for the season, I just have a strong feeling that somebody is going to represent the NFC that is not Philly. But on paper, I don't know who is the team that matches up best or will knock them off. It is a path where basically 10 teams could make a run, make an upset down the stretch, and I just don't really feel like Philly can overcome themselves.
Sure.
And I think that was a very telling sign of just not coming ready to play against a team that was inferior in a lot of respects.
Yeah, and then let's talk about, if we're just gonna we're gonna flip to the Chargers Chiefs game, but here. And it's really, I'm actually the only person, and you'll see this in a second when I put the picks page up, but I'm the only person between all the ESPN analysts, Pete Briscoe, Cam, that picked the Chargers to win this game. I picked it 27-21. We talked about it on the dot. We should have put money on that because we would have made a lot of money for correct score. I was pretty confident in that this game was going to be close, and I didn't think that everybody should be picking Kansas City, if that makes sense. And it worked out.
And I didn't feel comfortable about it either. It was a neutral site game. Just don't know how both teams will come out, especially it's week 1. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. But it also doesn't help Kansas City's best skill player gets injured the third play by his own teammate, which is ironic because last year Rashee Rice tearing his ACL from his own teammate.
Yeah.
And
early in the game,
that really, really put a hamper on my DFS lines, my fantasy lines. Like starting Xavier Worthy a lot of spots.
I played him 100% in my DFS stuff.
Yeah, and him going down, not coming back. It did sound like he did dislocate his shoulder, but they're hoping that he could play with the brace. So
yeah,
there was a possible labrum tear. The concern being, which possibly being IR eligible, and that would have put a damper on things because we just came into the year saying that Kansas City may finally start to show a little bit of the explosiveness because their receiving core is healthy, and then Rashee Rice's suspension got moved to the beginning of the season, and then Xavier Worthy, who is expected to make a massive leap in target share and opportunity, he's gone, and then all of a sudden Marquise Brown is getting 16 targets.
Right. Which, he's the only guy.
And Juju Smith-Schuster's.
Yeah.
Like that's us all of a sudden, because also Jalen Rose, another guy we liked as a rookie, is not playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all you got. And it just makes it feel like it's going to be another kind of slower start from an offensive perspective for Kansas City. They did make it a game, but the story was Justin Herbert and how he showed up and showed out. He was absolutely, yeah. And that was what I've been saying this offseason was he was the player with the most to prove because of his flawless regular season to his atrocious performance in the playoffs, and him coming out like he did against a division rivalry, getting a game that they needed to, I think was a very, very nice thing to see.
I agree. And I think something that, we there's a narrative around Justin Herbert, obviously, but this is a type of game where he goes out and wins a big game, and this is the type of game where you prove it like you're talking about. He hasn't done it obviously in the playoffs, but winning a game at a neutral site against KC is such a big step, in my opinion, into the right direction. Right. Of course, we've talked about it in the past. The Chargers have actually beaten KC in the past. It's the Broncos and that haven't as much. Even the Raiders give them a hard time. But the Chargers, I thought, looked as ready for the season to start. I thought Jim Harbaugh did a great job getting them ready. Quentin Johnston had a good game. Vlad had a good game, didn't score a touchdown like the other two, and Keenan Allen had a good game.
Those 17th round shares felt pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
But yeah, and then also just looking into the future, it's going to be very fun and interesting because next week, Super Bowl rematch, Eagles Chiefs. Chiefs going to try to avoid it going 0-2 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Philly, I mean, they did not look good. They get an extra day of rest, but so does Kansas City. Lo and behold, Kansas City does have to travel, but that is a huge game that I don't think either team is playing their best football right now, clearly after week one. So very interesting and marquee game next week that we'll be talking about.
Happy to see some of y'all trickling in. Got 7 in here now. We're going to start sharing our NFL picks for the week. About, obviously, if y'all were here, we talked about the Philly versus Cowboys game and then the Chiefs Chargers. As you can see up there, I am the only person that picked the Chargers. Everybody picked Philly. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, they were -8, -7.5, but we both, I picked the Chargers spread because I had them winning the game by 6. So that was good. And then we both missed on the Philly -7.5 because we really thought that was going to be a blow up.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people on the same side of a lot of games this week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's a pretty chalky week for a straight up pick 'em. In terms of, I guess, spread picks, I guess we're gonna have to. I'll let you have the pick 'em give you that extra point for the Colts as well. I know we didn't line that up.
Yeah, I did that a little early, I think, and that's.
But it's all good. It moved in your favor, and so I'll give you. If Indy wins by 1, I'm not gonna hold you against that. But yeah, and then kind of Chicago, then you'll give me the half point. And
yeah,
so
that's
they lose
fine.
by 1.
Sure,
we'll be good to go.
But the Bucks and the Falcons starting it off. I think this is actually crazy to me that the Falcons, not that they're dogs or anything like that, but that everybody is going Tampa Bay. I couldn't believe that. That was kind of how I felt with the Kansas City Chargers game. It's like, Atlanta hadn't proven it. I like Baker over Michael Penix, but it's like everything else kind of sides with Atlanta. They have the better O-line even without their tackle. They have the better receiving core right now, probably, if you're just going to talk about who's healthy and who's played. And then if you look at their defense, it's a one-sided thing. So
right, and this is one of the marquee games that we're going to be targeting in DFS when we talk about lineups and all kinds of contests this morning. But yeah, I think this is a true pick 'em. I sided with Tampa Bay. don't feel good about it. Both teams have some banged up injuries because Tampa Bay, the well-known ones are, Godwin and Jalen McMillan being out, but also Tristan
Wirfs injury. He's going to play though, I think.
Is he really?
I thought that's what I had saw.
I thought he avoided IR. I didn't think that he was actually going to play in week 1.
Maybe I'm wrong. Whoa, whoops.
No, Wirfs is ruled out.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it sounds like he'll return much earlier than expected because we thought he'd be gone half the season.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other side, Caleb McGarry, the right tackle for the Falcons, was lost for the year. They also, moved on from Drew Dahlman this year. He's on Chicago now. And then now it's kind of wishful thinking with how good are these changes and how good can Michael Penix start out. I would not touch the game from a spread perspective, but it's a fun game environment and it should be one of the funner games on the slate overall.
I did put it on my spread because I'm picking the underdog.
Right.
And so it makes sense. But otherwise, yeah, I get it. If you're on the Tampa Bay side, it would be a little bit more weary. It is in Atlanta. So I was like, even that made me think that Atlanta was possibly going to be a favorite, and they came out as dogs, and I was like surprised. So that's why I'm on that. But next up is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals and the Browns. It's not really much to talk about. Cincinnati should roll. Indy versus the Dolphins. It's at Indianapolis. The Dolphins have had one of the worst off seasons from an injuries perspective. They have no secondary. Their offensive line is a scary situation. Tua's injury with his concussions. I think we're kind of just pushing them aside and kind of out on them. And so Indy feels like a team that, finally picked their quarterback. We thought they picked the right quarterback to win more games and help us with fantasy. And I think that their defense will be better.
Yeah, and the line actually flipped because Dolphins were for a good while were the favorites,
mm-hmm.
and it was on the road, so that's telling. So the fact that, they've flipped, I think is pretty interesting just because the only thing that has really changed in this game environment between either side, for the most part, is just Daniel Jones is the starter. And right. I don't think that would make somebody flip. So I don't really get the movement, but I have, from the moment the game kind of came out, I was like, I felt solid about Indy taking this one. The one bad weather game that could be expected, Raiders Patriots. It is a downpour before the game, and it could be raining off and on throughout the game. So very wet conditions today. That's going to bring down the totals. It's going to bring up the running game. 2 debuting running backs, and Travion Henderson on one side, Ashton Jeanty on the other. So we were really excited to do some stacks with New England because of the low ownership, but now we've kind of tailed off from that just because of the fact that the weather might not be as great as we thought it would be at the beginning of the week.
Apparently Jeremy's going to be watching some golf this morning.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat.
What is that? What's going on in golf? Sorry, guys. I'm catching up to chat, but I was like, is the Ryder Cup? No, what is up? What's on right now? Well, it's Sunday, so it's probably a tournament final. So I got to figure out what the freaking tournament is. But yeah, I mean, he's
going golfing.
Oh, what a great! I love that for you.
Man, I'm going into the stream before your golf.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy, I'm going. I have a tournament tomorrow, Jeremy. My first tournament ever. So that's super exciting. I'll be playing with one of our buddies that is on the gets in the stream with us sometimes, and then my brother and my cousin. But we're really excited. We're hopefully gonna play well. But buy some mulligans, my guy. Going on though, let's talk about the Cardinals and Saints. Obviously, the Saints we think are the worst team in football. Cardinals, even if they're going to New Orleans, I feel pretty good about it. But we have seen the Saints come out hot last year. So I don't know.
But the Cardinals are usually a hot starting team as well. I think that they would be the biggest favorite on the weekend if they were at home. So being on the road and still being the favorites that they are is very interesting. Kyler Murray is reported to be sick, which came out this morning. And I thought it was funny because I was doing some ownership manipulation and I upped some ownership to Trey McBride. And as soon as I clicked save, Kyler Murray is sick. I was like, well, shit, I don't know what to do now. But either way, he should be expected to play. But just worth noting going forward if you are investing a ton in Arizona today. Yeah.
And then, sorry, Jeremy, about the Bama situation. I know we talked about it prior on the stream, and then Florida State I'm not going to say too much. But I already said it actually on a recap video that they're going to win the Natty. So I guess I already did it to myself.
And apparently Texas State is too.
Don't worry. We'll talk about them. We're going to talk about them tomorrow.
Good. But then also there's nothing watchable about the next game, Steelers at Jets. Other than the fact that they basically traded quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers is on the Steelers now, returned to the Jets, and then vice versa. Justin Fields is debuting as a Jet against the Steelers. But lowest total on the weekend, ugly game. There could be some rain also. Lowest total. I'm not really interested other than that narrative. But it shouldn't be the sexiest of football. Today.
And mostly everybody picked Pittsburgh. I'm surprised Pete Prisco picked the Jets to win that one. The next one is the Giants and the Commanders. If I can get it, there's
sneaky fun game.
It should be. I'm not sure what to do with it. This is the problem because Jaden actually I think is one of the highest projected quarterbacks. It should be a fun game. I think it's obviously on the Washington side, but I'm not ready to write the Giants off as a team that's not going to win any games this year. I think that they have some options and could have some chances, but is it in a rivalry game? I mean, in a conference, a division game at the Charger or at the God dang, what's wrong with me? I gotta wake up. Give me some Red Bull. Good God. At the Commanders.
Well, I mean, the Giants have kind of played them close throughout their recent histories. All of these games have basically been close. Like the only one that I think was a 2-possession game was back in 2022. There was a tie baked in there. There was a low scoring sweep. Giants won 3 straight. Last year, the Commanders swept them, but only won by 3.
Yeah.
And then only won by 5. They did. Giants I think they covered both games. So with that being said, 6 points, I think was the spread when I last looked at it. 2, I'm not touching that. But sneaky fun game because the Giants actually have a top 3 defensive line, and it's a rivalry game. And we saw the Cowboys come out and almost upset Philly because they didn't bring their A game. And if Commanders, who were not whole for most of preseason, do the same, then we could be seeing a very different result.
Jeremy, I'm going to hold your question until we get to that game because we're only 3 away. So we're going to go through it. Panthers, Jags. Everybody on the Jags. I think that is actually a closer game than we're making it based on picks.
That's my favorite game of the day.
To watch or just like for DFS? Because
mainly DFS.
Okay,
but I think
watching would be good too.
Well, it has shootout potential. And a lot of people are high on going Cleveland and Cincinnati because of basically only Cincinnati's defense. Like Cleveland's defense is still average and they play well against Cincinnati. So I'm not really sold on that being the game to just put all your chips in, at least from a stack perspective. But Panthers, Jags, both sides, everything's reasonably priced. Good game environment as long as the weather is not too crazy because there should be some scattered rain.
Yeah,
I think it is the game to target today.
Well, I also want to say this game has a lot of narratives. You have wide receiver 1 Tedero McMillan versus Travis Hunter. Whichever side you were on the wide receiver 1, we had Travis Hunter wide receiver 1, but both sides, and then you have QB. Number 1 drafted QB on both sides. Bryce Young versus Trevor Lawrence. You have a new coach in Liam Cohen. Can he continue success? A lot of narratives here. And of course, it's Jeremy's team. But Jeremy, we're picking all 5 Jags. So that means they're going to lose. I'm sorry. That's how it works on this show.
Yeah.
It's not our fault. Then I don't know what to tell you.
You'll see later how much I love the Jags today with my exposures and stuff.
Right. And then the Broncos are going to beat the hell out of the Titans. That's kind of how we look at this one. Titans, unfortunately, they're coming in. Your QB1 is a rookie, and he's playing the best defense or at least top 5 defense in the league. So it's going to be a really tough game for him. And then we'll get to your question now, Jeremy. I lean Pearsall. I agree with you, especially with the question marks to CMC. But then Jennings is going to play, I believe.
Yes. Which I'm very happy about because that literally killed
ownership. Is going to be crazy.
He was one of the most popular guys. And then after the reruns of the optimizer that we look at for ownership and stuff, he's plummeted to below 15%, 10%, and I'm just way over the field to him. Henderson, I am starting him on my personal leagues, but I would lean Pearsall as well today.
Jeremy, I think that's the realest thing to say for this group because you have Dallas fans in the chat, you have a Arizona fan in the chat, and you have a Raiders fan in the chat,
and a Cowboys fan.
Oh. It's really bad.
We're a depressing group that just bonds together.
Yeah, we oh man.
Who sucks more this week?
Y'all. already lost.
Well,
so at least we have a chance to not lose,
fine.
right?
I'm still high on Texas State winning their first time on the
Absolutely.
road.
No, yeah, that was awesome. And so yeah, I would definitely side with Pearsall. One of our biggest talking points, of course, of the week is CMC,
Yes.
who has an injury, but he is going to play most likely. I feel great. Was his
they did not elevate anybody from a running back perspective, which is a big deal because Garindo's been hurt too. So the fact that I feel like they would have and not just leaned on Brian Robinson in a debut short term from being traded, and then Garindo who's coming back from injury. So that's a good sign. And also the fact that he was full go in what was their walkthrough yesterday, and he was apparently a heavy part of it. So I'm not concerned. And on top of that, like I did pull back some ownership because he was one of my most popular guys, but I'm still going to be over the field, and I feel pretty solid about CMC today.
The Gale in the chat, he also knows what losing is like. He is a Chicago fan, and he got to watch the Matt Eberflus, Shane Waldron situation last year. So,
well, I can guarantee Chicago's not going to lose today.
That's fair. That is absolutely true. They are not losing today.
Now tomorrow, maybe. Not. We'll
let's go over the Lions and Packers. What a great game! What a great game, right?
I know.
That game, I didn't know what to do when I picked, and I'm glad that I wasn't the only one that picked Green Bay. It's at Green Bay. I'm lower on the Lions. I think they take not a significant plummet, but I think that they're going to move backwards based on losing all their coaches and stuff like that. So I think Green Bay finds a way to win this game, especially with the Micah Parsons.
I hope it's just an ugly, 2017 kind of game because I don't have enough of it from a DFS perspective. I don't know what to do it from a betting perspective. I'm shocked that the Lions weren't favored in this game coming in. They never were favored. It was always Green Bay. So the fact that it stayed that way, I hope to aesthetically watch it and be happy with what I see. But I don't want it to be 41-38 because that might, there's going to be some ownership on this game and I won't feel great about my lineups today.
Jeremy, did you read that comment? The comment's hilarious.
What did he say?
we just have a therapy session. Basically. Okay. Dustin has to be here though because he is the only licensed. He is a PA. So, but we always joke around that he is my therapist, my doctor, my everything. Because when I have questions, I have to ask that guy everything. So Dustin is in the chat, but he's a Jacksonville fan, Stagger. Texans versus the Rams. We all picked the Rams, which also means that they're going to lose today. The Texans are a good defensive squad, but they have no O-line, and they're still trying to figure out their wide receiver too. But I think they're good enough to win it on any week, basically.
Their defense is probably one of the most underrated, I would say, just based on the fact that nobody's really given them a shot. Sure. I would say overall, they have, to me, the best corner duo in Kamar Lassiter and Derek Stingley. And their pass rush duo of Will Anderson, who's a dark horse for decoy this year, and Daniil Hunter on the other side is really, really scary. So offensive line is a complete unknown and question mark. The Rams, because of their Stafford situation, is an unknown. They also start out slow, usually throughout Sean McVay's tenure. So very interesting game to watch. I hope that one's good as well. And then the two primetime games.
Yep. The Ravens and Bills might be it's definitely my favorite game of the week. Mm-hmm. I like how it's split. No one believes either side of this game. I think at Buffalo, it's just a tough place to play. And I want to believe in the fact that Josh Allen is going to prove that he was the better quarterback last year because he, in my opinion, was. And he will his team to wins. But Baltimore is one of the most above average at every position stacked teams in the league. You just look at, their running game, of course their receivers are a little lower, but they have Lamar and Derrick Henry both graded first for PFF last year. And then on defense, it's everybody's
right. Good. Yeah. I'm not confident at all in that game. I just can't wait to watch it. That's basically how I view it. I am shocked at the total being all the way at 50.5 though. Mm-hmm. That would be the highest total if that was included in the main slate. I don't expect it to be a shootout, but it will still be a fun game, hopefully. I can't wait to watch it tonight. And we'll be talking some primetime and showdown as well to break it a little more down. And then to cap it off, Vikings-Bears tomorrow night. Going to be a really fun one as well. It scares me even more that Chicago is all 5. They are the dogs right now. Yeah. I was locked in on it because of that. But now that everybody picked them, now we're definitely wrong.
No, I know. It's I felt good about Chicago.
But Nick could be happy about that. He'll be the lone wolf picking the Vikings.
Sure. Yeah. And then our spread picks, we both picked Indy on the line. It made the most sense because we're just really low on Miami. You went with New England at -2.5 against the Raiders. That's not very nice. But it's understandable. It's at home. They're more talented. So I get it. Cincinnati -5. That's just betting against the Browns and thinking they can't score enough points. And Cincinnati's definitely going to put some points up.
You know what's hilarious? Cincinnati, everybody's stacking and bringing back Cleveland with puke stacks and stuff because of how Cincinnati's defense is so bad. They're the second highest owned defense today. And they're like $3,600. So, yeah, I don't. Sure. Like, can we at least pick a side?
Yeah.
Are we
right?
Is this going to be 48-45, or is this going to be,
the field,
Cincinnati just blowing them out?
Yeah, exactly. And then Chicago, we both went with. Yeah, I'm nervous about the Chicago one now all of a sudden because of everybody picking it. And then Atlanta had them winning the game. They were the underdogs at 1.5. So if they're going to win the game, they're going to definitely cover the spread.
Yeah.
Take the money line, right? But let's go over and start out some DFS. I know y'all are waiting on me to actually talk about things that matter to y'all. So we're going to talk about the early only slate to start it off. And when we do these things, we're still going to talk about the same quarterbacks that we're going to play in Maine. But on these slates, you
don't got to force some 3:00 games in your lineup.
Right. And then also most people play the big slates. Most people play the mains, and they don't go to these smaller slates. So you have an opportunity to win more money, especially if you say on Maine I've done this before. I had 9 12:00 games in my lineup, and I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I should just go put this in early only because all the 12:00 games are on here. That's what we're looking at. But yeah, so let's get it started up.
Let's do it.
Quarterback 1 for this group. Let's put the first person in.
Yep.
It's going to be Mr. Joe Burrow. And of course, we're going to talk about all his pass catchers. Chase Brown is included in that. Chase Brown he's got Cam's favorite prop of the week is his over on his receiving.
Yeah, it's juiced all the way to 22.5 now. So we had a friend of the show. He texted me this morning. Was like, any props? I'm like, bro, they're all gone.
Yeah,
it's all gone unless you're doing some weird first half or target props or stuff that just came out a couple days ago, because these props, receiving yards, rushing yards, fantasy points, have been out for 3 to 4 weeks now, and they've all gone in the direction of probably the consensus or the value. So there is really not a ton of value, but that was my prop of the week. But yeah, so it's pretty self-explanatory with Cincinnati. They're They're going to be one of the highest owned teams to target today.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on how you want to do it. A lot of people are playing the Jamar Chase route. Jamar hasn't had the most consistent success against Denzel Ward. T. Higgins has had more success from his price perspective, and him being $1,700 cheaper. A lot of people are probably going to go the Chase Higgins route. I think kind of the opposite of how we did best ball, where I was like, hey, let's go Chase and Chase. That's our double if we're going Cincinnati. I'm actually on the Chase Brown and T. Higgins side today because of the fact that a lot of people, if you are going to do a Cincinnati build, they're going to include Jamar Chase.
Fair.
And I think it's very, very doable that both of those guys end up with 20 points. And if Jamar doesn't go for the 30, I don't think you get it done today because of all the value.
If I had the money, I could triple stack this. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I absolutely think that's possible. Steiger did ask a question. I think the best times to get props are when they come out. It's either mid Tuesday or early Wednesday for regular props.
Absolutely.
But when fantasy point props come out, which is later on in the week, you should also try to get those early because they're not already juiced in any direction.
But because this is week 1,
they've been out for forever.
And they've been out forever.
Yeah.
That's why we're not hampering too much. I've made like 30 plus lines on Prize Picks and Underdog, and they were all last week and early this week.
Well, we got a Mecca Ibuka a month ago,
46
receiving yards, and now he's
at 57.
Yeah, so like if you get them really early, which will happen because you're going to find injuries happen throughout the week, you're going to try to catch them early, and then that's how you kind of catch the value. And also there's places where you can go. It's like Odd Shopper. I use an app that's free called LineMate, and it shows you the odds for the over under on lines just to kind of get an idea of if you're doing a good job based on the spread, or if like you should wait for it to move. So there's things out there that'll help you with that stuff too. But I think that's a pretty good example of like get them early is the best way to describe it.
And like we said, regarding everybody stacking this. Like Jamar Chase is the highest owned receiver. T. Higgins is like the second highest owned receiver.
Yeah.
Chase Brown is the 5th highest owned running back. And the bringbacks of David Njoku and Jerry Jeudy are showing as really high leverage on top of having the ownership already.
Right.
This is the game everybody's going to play. So just take with that information what you will. Just don't build find ways to get different if you are going to do the typical Jamar, T. Higgins, bring back with David Njoku. Don't go chalk the rest of the way. Find ways to get different if that's the way that you're going to go.
Sure. All right, let me clear this out. We're going to go to the next quarterback. It's going to be Baker, Mr. Mayfield. And it's because he's in the best game environment that we probably have today. If you're looking at the Atlanta versus Tampa Bay game environment, I mean, we saw insane stats last year out of Kirk Cousins. Right. And so Godwin is out. As you can see, he was 5,600. Well, his replacement is, hold on, let me go find him, because he's pretty far down, 4,600. So you're getting $1,000 discount on DraftKings for that. And that's just because these lines came out so early. But here's the team. I think if I'm playing a perfect world, I think staying away from Bucky and getting a nice bring back in this game are the way to do it. I would probably play both Mike Evans and Emeka.
Yeah, and I talked about how Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I misspoke. T. Higgins is the 3rd highest owned receiver, sorry. But Emeka Buka and Mike Evans are the 2nd and 4th highest owned receivers. So if people aren't doing the Cincinnati stacks doubles, they're going the Tampa Bay route. So how is everybody going to do a double stack with Tampa Bay? It's probably going to be something along the lines of Baker, Evans, Egbuka, and then bring back with the Drake London or Bijan.
Right.
Or Bijan. So again, if you're going to do that, that's totally fine. We're going to be doing some of that today as well, but just find ways to get different if you're going to go that route.
And I added Kate Otten up there just because
he's healthy.
Yeah, someone has to be a wide receiver 3, right? Like they have to figure out who that is. Maybe it's Kate Otten, so that's why I put him up there. You could also, do some crazy stuff and play Sean Tucker if you're wild. But because he had more fantasy points in his one game than anybody in the league, I want to say his single game start was 40 something fantasy points last year.
Right.
So all of these guys are liable. Let's go over to the other side, because guess what? This is a great game environment, which means both quarterbacks are reasonable. 5,600 is a ridiculous price, in my opinion, for Michael Penix Jr. And will be a guy that I will probably be vouching for.
If you want to find ways to make $1 million, you have to find leverage.
Yes.
Guess who the lowest owned player on the main slate is? I know we're talking early only.
Lowest owned?
Lowest owned.
Is it one position or just any player?
No, at quarterback. It's Michael Penix.
Yeah, okay. At quarterback then, yeah.
Michael Penix is the lowest owned quarterback on the main slate today.
Yeah.
So on the early only, that probably correlates to where maybe he's the 2nd or 3rd lowest owned. It doesn't matter. The fact is, it's the same exact game environment that you were playing, but instead of going the double stack route with Tampa Bay, go the double stack route with Atlanta. Nobody's playing them. It's people trying to get up to Bijan at about 10%. Other than that, everybody else is less than 10% owned. Darnell Mooney is the only game time decision we're really looking at on the early slate, but nobody wants to play Kyle Pitts.
Right.
I was shocked that Drake London, who has one of the highest overall fantasy score props on Prize Picks throughout the week, he is less than 10% owned.
Even on early?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Early only, there's not accurate
right,
and
of
stuff
course,
like that. But I expected him to be one of the most popular plays. He's our thumbnail.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I was like, I'm way overweight to the field. And then it's just like, I mean, whatever, you take what you will about RotoWire and their free optimizer, but they're showing about 18% on the early on this slate. So that is just what I'm going to be doing. I want to be way over the field to Michael Penix, and you don't have to play more than a couple lines with him to do so.
Yeah, fair. All right, let's go ahead and take on the next. Oh, well, sorry. Let me talk about one person that I didn't. I apologize. This guy right here, Kyle Pitts, deserves a conversation. He's 4,300. Michael Penix, of course, favorite receiver. If you're in, you're in. If you're not, you're not. But guess what? That also means ownership is in and not, right? So, that's one thing about him. If you want to play Kyle Pitts, I think it's a fine play. He's probably contrarian, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's 3% on.
Oh, perfect.
So
okay. I'm not wrong.
I'm telling you, nobody's playing the Falcons today. And if you believe in narratives, we talked about golf earlier. Michael Penix, his golf buddies, Kyle Pitts. Yeah. So if we're talking golf vibes, man, we're in for a Kyle Pitts touchdown.
Neither of them are Josh Allen, though. I don't know if y'all have seen Josh Allen playing.
Well, that's fine. We don't have to worry about Josh Allen and his
till
swing
later.
on this slate.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's go over to quarterback, and we're gonna grab Mr. Trevor Lawrence. And I know everybody's gonna be like, ooh. Well,
here we go, Jeremy. This is where my excitement comes in.
Yes, this is an absolute steal. 5,300 is a crazy price in my opinion.
I couldn't believe it as soon as it came out. Like,
we're acting
the
like
Panthers,
he's bad
we
at
targeted
football.
everywhere last year, and Liam Cohen, one of the highest scoring offenses last year with Tampa Bay, they add elements to their offense, and so now it's just Brian Thomas, Travis Hunter, and a lot of people are scared off because I'm not sure if Travis Hunter's role will take advantage of that.
Well, did you not see the tweet?
No, I know.
He is a primary. Yeah. Like, we are playing him 80% of the snaps on offense.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be in the game at $5,000.
Right.
Give me some of that. You know what I mean? This is also, like Cam said earlier, one of the most sneaky games to be just like an absolute shootout. We don't think that either of these teams have a great defense. We had the 32nd defense out of the Carolina Panthers last year, and I think they had the most points scored per game against them in history, or in NFL history. Is that what we said, right? And then Jacksonville, their defense isn't much better. They're definitely bottom, in the like 20s. So fun game environment. And there's an easy way to come, like, bringbacks are easy. You could go with Tet, you could go with Chuba, you could go, there's just really easy ways to get to this game, and it's going to naturally happen. So don't be scared of it, I guess.
And the thing is with in terms of ownership for quarterbacks, Trevor is actually showing us the second highest owned quarterback, but none of his receivers are really kind of getting a ton of juice. Like Brian Thomas, right around 12%, like very, very reasonable. Travis Hunter, 6.5%.
Yep.
And then on top of that, if you want to bring in the third guy, which I think is very interesting, Brenton Strange, showing less than 10% ownership, he's 3,300.
Yep.
So imagine you do a double with Brian Thomas, Strange, and Trevor. You can do whatever you want, and you're going to be very, very different just because you went with the Strange route and doubling that, bringing back. A lot of people are going to be gravitating towards Tedero McMillan. He's one that I'm nervous about not being enough in on, but I actually feel much, much better about Chuba Hubbard being 7% owned. It's a plethora of running backs. Everybody's kind of flocking to the mid to upper 6K range, and they're kind of leaving alone. Well, we're talking afternoon later, but Kenneth Walker and Chuba were way over the field to those guys because of the fact that just nobody's getting to them, and they're fantastic matchups, and just nobody's really wanting to touch them.
Yeah, we'll talk about them here in a minute, of course, but like, this is the early only slate. We had 4 quarterbacks on this slate. We normally only talk about 5 total quarterbacks. So y'all are getting a lot for just this slate. I think obviously I'm going to let you do your build because I know you already put it in and we're going to talk about it. And it's definitely one of the most cash game, but like pretty builds you can make. So,
right. Yeah. So we're going to start off with the Trevor. We're going to do a double stack with Jacksonville, make Jeremy happy. We're going to start with Chase Brown is going to be the run, or
I was going to do the first. Yeah.
So it's a double with Travis Hunter. Bringing back with Chuba Hubbard if you want to go that route. $6,000.
Too cheap, guys.
Just too cheap. He's the most slept on RB2 throughout the year, and he just was there.
He fell to me on all my fantasy teams. He just fell to me, and I was like, all right, like, can I have too much Chuba? Is that a thing? Because we've seen injuries, but you know,
long term, who knows? When Jonathan Brooks comes back, but this year it's all Chuba, and we feel very good about it. Staying at running back, like I mentioned, we're going Chase Brown. Probably one of my most exposed players today.
Bring back?
I just love it. Bring back is David Njoku.
Okay.
I know he's showing as the most popular tight end today. Or actually one of the most popular the most popular tight end, sorry. But on top of that, his ownership, he still has the most positive leverage, which is good to see. Very flexible bring back. I know Jerry Jeudy, a lot of people are going to play him too, but I just like the flexibility of just finishing my tight end. Defense wise, we're going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, lowest total. They're favored.
Sure.
Just kind of click on their name. I'm going to be sprinkling defenses throughout today. That's probably my most like flatlined of all the positions. But yeah, they stand out. Just make a lot of sense.
6150 left.
6150 left. And that's what I'm saying. So we're going to go with Drake London.
Okay.
Mr. Thumbnail. And we're going to go with Marvin Harrison as the last guy in. Just don't understand his ownership, his price. The matchup is all there. and just nobody's clicking his name right now. He is showing right about 5.5% owned on the main slate.
Gotcha.
His going into the Thursday night game,
he's a wide receiver one.
He not only wide receiver one, but he had a better odds to score a touchdown than CD Lamb did going into the Thursday night game.
Right.
And it's just like, so you're telling me he's gonna score or likely to score.
Right.
He's a wide receiver one. New Orleans secondary, bottom 3 in the league. They're favored on the road. Why are we not clicking his name?
Yeah.
Now,
his running back is probably a 4-box running back too. On the other side of it. So if you wanted to go with James Conner, I could understand that. I don't think I don't ever want to go James Conner because I want the upside games, but Marvin Harrison at 5,500 seems just too cheap. Gary.
Morning, Gary.
You have the crown if you keep, so the more you comment, that's how you get the crown. So you're in a race basically with everybody. Jeremy way at the top. Now you are number 3, passing Steiger, which is kind of funny because he's been y'all going back and forth. Look at that. But yeah, so that's why. That's a really great build. I really like it. As a you have your double with the bring back. You have a secondary stack. A secondary stack, everybody, is a game where you're not stacking the quarterback, but you're still playing 2 players in a good game environment against each other, hoping that those 2 guys go off basically. But that's the Cincinnati versus Cleveland game here. And then you go with the one-off Marvin Harrison. I mean, I like it. A one-off Marvin Harrison and a one-off Drake London. I can't be mad at you for.
Right.
Let's build a different line. I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, pick that quarterback.
We're gonna, what we're gonna do? We're gonna go Michael Penix. What's up?
Gary said another year and Caleb Williams is still cheeks, guys. Well,
what a guy. Pretty easy for me.
I hope he isn't based on my best ball exposure.
Right. Is to go with Drake London. And then I'm gonna go tight end Kyle Pitts.
Let's go.
I think golf partner. I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid and follow that. And then for Tampa Bay, I think it's really easy to go all the way down to 4,600 to Emeka. He's just too cheap because these prices were too early. Let's go throw a defense in.
I mean, there's a lot to look at. You got the Raiders, Patriots, both in a bad weather game.
Bad weather.
You got Jets and Steelers low total. You can go all the way down. Yeah. Basically, the up on the early only is the easiest thing to avoid because
Kyler's
in Cincinnati,
sick.
It's we're going that low. Okay.
No, I think let's stick with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
We'll test those young tackles that they have. And then let's get some running backs. Obviously, I won't be going with either of these 2 guys because I'm on the Atlanta Tampa Bay game already. I don't like Achane, which is a scary one for me, but his total is so weird to me.
Running back.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
No.
Let's throw in to Jacksonville.
How about
this?
How about okay?
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say no, that's fine. I was thinking of going the skinny with Chuba and BTJ.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, cool. So we're on the same page there. How much money do I have?
You have about 6,400.
Okay.
And you can do whatever you want, basically.
Let's see. Let's go pick running back first because the money's a little bit harder.
Jonathan Taylor, interesting.
Yeah.
At home, $5 running back.
Sure.
Achane. Not Achane. Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Another guy we've been clicking on. You can go all the way up. You can go all the way down. Another name I want to mention.
Who am I missing?
Austin Eckler.
Oh, yeah.
$4,800 starting running back, PPR back. Not many people are clicking on him, but he's at home.
And
touchdown favorite.
We were going to talk about the rushing props. Bill Krosky Merritt.
That's the funniest thing, man.
Is the 4th highest rushing prop on the team right now.
Yeah. Everybody juiced him up to 33 because they were like, why is he 21? And it's like, oh, because he's the 3rd string running back. That's why.
Right now, he is not starting.
Yeah, it is not a starter. We didn't bite for it for 1 second. What we did do was click on Austin Eckler's 44 overall total yard prop, and we put that, I think, in Discord a week ago, and now it's juiced up all the way to like 47 or 48. Either way, $4,800, it opens up a lot of flexibility. I don't think you need that in this line specifically, but I just wanted to point out his name because we hadn't talked about him yet.
Oh, they're all talking about my Kyle Pitts pick. Hey, y'all better back off. All right.
No.
It's going to be great.
Well,
if I do go here, guess what that means? I get
you
Jamar
get Jamar
Chase,
Chase.
and for exact money,
Mhm.
which is awesome because I didn't have a Cincinnati Bengal yet. So I think this is probably a little chalky, but the thing is, then I get Michael Penix and it turns into not chalky all of a sudden. You know, I go with the Atlanta stack and it becomes
Right.
not chalky real
No, a
quick.
double stack. You can go chalk the rest of the way. If you double stack the Lowstone quarterback, you are different. So that's all. And on top of that, Steelers defense surprisingly is very low owned right now. Don't really get it, but they're less than less than 3% owned. They are favored in the lowest total game, and they are the less than 5% owned. I don't understand that.
And they have sack upside.
Sack upside.
Yeah.
Elijah Vera Tucker, the Jets' best lineman, now out for the year.
Right.
Got hurt in practice this week. Don't get it. So those elements, those four things
make this very, very contrarian. Yeah,
exactly.
I agree. Okay, so let's go over to afternoon. What do you think?
Let's do it.
We only have one quarterback on afternoon.
Oh yeah. Its problem is that that opens a route because we're not really interested in a lot of the guys in the 3:00 slate of possible triple stack, and that sounds just terrifying for a Brock Purdy team.
These guys fighting over Kyle Pitts is so funny. And I love how Gale just kind of like throws it in there and then everybody else starts to fight and he doesn't say a word.
I know.
Like, okay. Let's go over to Purdy. That's the one. It's easy. That's it.
Well, the thing is, how are you doing it? Are you doing all three? Are you doing two?
Are you doing put them up there?
All right.
Let's see. Where is Ricky's really cheap?
He's 45.
And Jawan's right here. I probably won't
We're
be
not going
playing
to
him.
click on his name today, but it's just worth mentioning.
And then Mr. George, where you at, George? Top. All right. So this is the group. I put a lot of names up there, but there's really not we know where the ball's going. Right. You know, it's very, very concentrated. If you're going to go with the Brock build and CMC's playing, you expect him to get 25 touches, I feel like, nowadays. And if he's healthy, he's a top 3 running back in the league. That's not even a question. And he's playing a Seattle defense that I don't think is like scary by any means. So
yeah, and it was I was hoping that, you know, he would be full go in terms of the walkthrough and stuff like that, which he was. They didn't elevate anybody like we mentioned earlier. And the injury news scared people off to where now he's showing about 17% owned on the main slate. And so that just makes me feel really good about just getting double the field. Pull back some ownership, but it's really easy to get double the field of somebody that you already were in love with before. Kittle, love him today. He's my favorite tight end on the slate. And then Ricky Pearsall, because Juwan Jennings is back, nobody's touching him. He's showing us less than 5% on the main slate, but a high leverage play. Juwan Jennings, basically identical ownership, identical optimal play. Hopefully it's not just one or the other, and both of them can eat today. But I think an interesting route to go because of all the ownership on the afternoon slate specifically is to jam 3 guys in.
Right.
However, I know that does make things uncomfortable.
Yeah, it just depends because I think that they all have paths, and it's not like the prices hurt us. Because I mean, CMC at 7,300 is a ridiculous price in my opinion. Like he should be higher if he is healthy. In any game, he should be higher 8,000 range. Of course, this is week 1. They put these out early. I don't know what they were thinking, but it is what it is. Ricky Pearsall would be my favorite. No, George Kittle is my favorite play on this team.
Yeah.
But Ricky Pearsall is one of my favorite receivers on this slate. This is, and I can show you all. This is a 4-gamer. Tennessee, Denver, San Francisco, Seattle, Detroit, Green Bay, and Houston, the Rams. So it's a 4-gamer. You can play 3. You can play 3 on the same team and it not be a problem.
I really want to talk about the bringbacks though, because Seattle's the home team, and I really would not be shocked if Seattle came out and won this game. San Francisco's defense has downgraded from the secondary line. They're really young. You said they could be starting 3 different rookies today, depending on how they really go about their lines, and nobody's playing Seattle. You've got JSN is showing us less than 4% owned on the main slate. He's 5,800, and he was a top 10 wide receiver PPR-wise last year. Kenneth Walker, this offensive scheme is designed to make him an elite player.
Yep.
He's been banged up throughout camp. and they've been resting, maintenancing him. And because of that, he's showing us less than 6% owned on the main slate. So combined, Kenneth Walker and JSN today are showing less than 10% total ownership. I will be massively over the field to both today. And I'm just going to be going back and forth on any kind of San Francisco builds of skinny stacks, stacking Purdy, double stack. It doesn't matter. I'm playing one or the other, and I feel fantastic about it.
Yeah, so San Francisco is a funny team, like you were saying. They might start three rookie D linemen, and maybe not today, but throughout the year. They're also starting. Their starting nickel is going to be Upton Stout, one of our favorite nickel corners, but he's a rookie also. It's just a situation where I like getting to teams against them because this is a bottom defense now. This is not a defense, the old defense that they used to have. So definitely get some of that. This is the team we're going to be stacking. So let's start. I can't see. There we go.
Yeah,
let's start talking about who we want to stack.
So today on main, I'm gonna probably be playing, because I'm playing 20 max today because they just have a bunch of $5. I had a bunch of tickets, so I just said F it. I'm gonna be playing 3 or 4 Purdy lines. I'm gonna mix and match of like a Kittle McCaffrey. I'm gonna go a Kittle and Pearsall. I'm gonna go to a Pearsall and McCaffrey.
Sure.
Basically, my stand is just fading Juwan Jennings today, and then bringing back with either or whoever fits. They're basically identical prices. Just put it in the flex, and just it makes it work. And it makes you feel good because you have decent exposure to both the 12 o'clock slate and the 3 o'clock slate.
Right. For this slate, what is your favorite build?
I want running back.
Okay, that one.
Yes.
Okay.
That guy.
And then I'm guessing George, or do you want?
I'm going triple on my first look.
Okay.
I am. I have to. And then if you hate it, then you can tell me about it later.
Well, a triple's scary.
I know. And my bring back though is going to be. I actually put in both on this afternoon game. I put in JSN and Kenneth Walker. Now we can. What
is this?
What?
Are we getting what just happened in the chat, guys? Are we getting flagged?
Hello.
Should I kick this person? I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
I've never seen that.
No.
All right. Well, it's a bot. Yes, kick him. Okay. Well, then we'll kick. We'll see you later, buddy. How do I kick?
I can.
Can you see it? That's weird. Click it. No, I'm not clicking it. All right. We'll get him out.
Click user. Hide user on this channel.
Yeah. Do that. Sure. Okay, so this is the start. Let's go ahead and grab the bring back from Kenneth Walker. Okay. Now what?
Just put out what I look. I didn't realize that I double brought back, so we can change it around if you want. Finish it out. Put Jason as well.
Okay.
I went up to Mr. Nico Collins, somebody I think I'm very intrigued by today. And then in terms of defense, it's very interesting. You can go high or low. In this specific build, I went low. I went to Houston. Very interesting. I think it's safer and that it's letting on. It's not going to project well, but I like it. And then last guy in, I put, for the time being, Tucker Kraft, because Green Bay has 2 guys, game time decisions, Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks. Everybody in a result of if one or both miss are going to be flocking to Matthew Golden, who's been very buzzed. He is also a rookie. It is also his debut. But Tucker Kraft is the sneaky guy that not many people are playing. And I just thought it was interesting. But again, it's an ugly build. There's a lot of remainder, so we can play around with it if you want to.
All right. Well, let me clear because I have an idea.
Okay.
I definitely don't want a triple.
That's fine.
I think I want CMC and George and work from there.
Okay.
I think at running back is kind of the one that you have to go Kenneth Walker in my opinion.
If it's not him, J.K.
I don't
Dobbins,
know where to
another
go.
Interesting one at 55, being a home favorite.
But yeah. Tony Pollard's actually really interesting, but it's just the Denver defense, and that makes it hard. So let's go Kenneth because we really like him at wide receiver. I think you need to play a little Matthew Golden.
Okay.
So I'm going to put Matthew Golden in. What is the highest? I think the Green Bay game is the highest on the slate, right?
In terms of totals?
Yeah.
I believe you're correct.
Okay.
47.5. Yes, that is the highest total. today.
Let's go defense.
Or technically, I think Cincinnati got juiced to 48. But
okay.
Highest on this slate specifically.
So do I have enough to get one of the guys? Actually, Jameson Williams just getting extended is interesting. I want to play a Denver receiver. Do I want to go Cortland? Do I want to go all? I could go down
Marvin
to
Mims.
Mr. Mims. I could go all the way down to Troy Franklin, who will be starting.
I just don't know if you need to go in the 4K or in the 3K range at receiver today.
That's fair.
Of all the value.
Well, it's also
it's
a smaller slate,
and I'm intrigued by him today. So
okay,
open for that.
Let's do that.
Okay,
that gives me what 65
each.
Okay, I got to get a receiver, so let's go Nico and just fix the receiver position, and then find a flex that makes sense, which is Jameson Williams.
Dagger said Tony Pollard's getting 15 catches for 15 points.
Okay.
So he's just not gaining any yards.
No yards.
No yards.
Denver's defense is good, but if you throw it to him 15 times, I guess it works out.
No, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's fun because then you get the highest total game as your skinny. You get the San Francisco double with weird double, of course, running back, tight end. So you fill those positions. Then you get Kenneth Walker, who we love. Marvin Mims is probably really, really low owned. I don't know.
Marvin Mims,
but I'm sure he's low owned.
I haven't really considered him today, and it's kind of scary.
Nico is almost a stack, which is kind of funny with the Texans there. So yeah, I think that's a really cool line. I actually like that line a lot.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not getting a ton of Green Bay and Detroit, but you're gonna have to in this 4-game slate, and it's okay to do that. Yeah, I think that's pretty fun.
Okay. So guys, like we say, we always do weird slates. We're going to go over to another one. It's going to be the primetime slate because no one's going to absolutely should. It's going to be Baltimore, Buffalo.
I'm really excited to see what you think about this slate.
We're going to run through this one pretty quickly. We have an hour. We're going to try to get these done in the next 20 minutes. We have this in a regular showdown slate, and then we go to Maine, and Maine is obviously the big talk of the town. So, Marvin Mims over any Green Bay wide receiver. I'm just a joke.
We put in Matthew Golden, sir.
What are you talking about? Go back. Yeah. You can scroll back, son. Jesus. But where do you want to start?
Yeah, we put in Tucker Kraft on one. We put in Golden on the other. You're just being oblivious over there.
Yeah,
it's a Packer fan.
Lots of quarterbacks here that you can talk about. I actually think you can play all four of them.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
I don't know.
Okay, well that's
because
not fun.
Of the fact that I didn't expect Lamar and Josh Allen to be low 7K. I thought both were going to be flirting with 8, and it was going to be a 5,700 Caleb versus going all the way up. But you can easily get to either Lamar or Josh. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I have no idea how I'd want to double stack either.
Yeah.
So it's really uncomfortable.
Single stacking on a 2-gamer is crazy.
I know. Exactly. And so it's very uncomfortable to lean into a double stack with Baltimore because a lot of people I feel like are just going to play Lamar and Derrick Henry. That doesn't correlate at all, but it could still be optimal.
See, that's why I think I want to play Josh Allen. Okay. Because then automatically I get the rushing upside on both teams. Like, because we've said this, regression is coming for James Cook. James Cook had a ton of touchdowns. He led the league in touchdowns last year on 13 rushes a game. I promise it's not going to happen again. So why not go Josh Allen, get the rushing upside there? Let's go with Derrick Henry because you have to put him in basically
on this slate.
I think DeAndre Swift makes sense.
Chicago basically had no healthy running back the end of preseason.
Yeah.
And DJ Moore was getting reps in the backfield. I would not rule that out today.
No,
I don't think it'll be like a split to where he gets 5 to 6 carries, but he could, get a carry or two. He's always been that kind of receiver. But yeah, DeAndre at under 59 or at 59 is interesting.
Yeah.
No idea what to do with Minnesota's situation, but both of them are reasonable price, but they're both dart throws.
I feel like just getting away from them is easy and just being like, hey, let's just fade that group. And if one of them beats us, they're probably super low owned.
Yeah. So right now, actually Aaron Jones is popping according to RotoWire. So in terms of ownership, so the leverage would be to go Jordan Mason, who's showing as about 15% or less owned.
Awesome. Well, that's just not cool.
To each of their own. But DeAndre Swift is only 26 on a prime time. That's pretty low owned.
Yeah.
So I'm fine doing that.
Well, I was going to say, obviously we're going to build this line, but there is a really easy double stack that we'll get to, and it's Caleb Williams. because DJ Moore and Rome are going to go together. But otherwise, let's finish this line out. Wide receiver wise, I don't know if you have to pay up to Jefferson. He's definitely a premium.
Yeah, and this shows how tough RotoWire is
Let me put that
projecting stuff that aren't main slates. But Justin Jefferson coming off a hamstring injury is not going to be projected to score 22, nor will he be 88% owned. And if he is, then I'm not going to be playing him.
88% is crazy.
Yeah, I know. That doesn't sound accurate.
No way. But I think you obviously have to put Shakira in for the stack.
I was coming into the game or to the weekend wanting to play some Keon.
What about Josh Palmer, though?
It's tough. Josh Palmer, him basically have identical projections, identical ownership almost. But at least Keon, we know, has been in the thing. He's been having a great camp. So is Josh Palmer. But I don't know. I don't feel great about any. I know you said you had to put in Shakir. I don't know if you necessarily do.
Well, I think you have to play one of them, and I think he's the most natural one to go in. Mm-hmm. Let's put Josh.
Okay.
Let's go look at tight end real quick because we're gonna play one of those.
To me,
one of those
tight
Bears
end is pretty easy. It's either you go Andrews or TJ or
both. It's got to be TJ.
And if you wanted to get weird and go Dalton as your secondary piece, that's fine. We're not going to do that in this line.
Right.
I think it's clearly Mark Andrews who's playing without Isaiah Likely, or TJ who's playing without Jordan Addison. Is pretty simple.
Fuck.
Defense, I don't care or know. Just worth noting.
I don't have very much Minnesota.
At least the Vikings and Bears has a 7-point lower total.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I expect that one to
Yeah.
I wouldn't say expect,
okay.
But I would probably put my lean towards Chicago, Minnesota being a higher scoring game than the other.
Right. Since this is this type of slate, you can leave a lot of money on the board and it's not going to hurt nobody. So just for that, put that out there. I think we go Rome.
Yes.
But at the same time, DJ is a really good price. Again, they are playing Minnesota's defense, and Minnesota's defense wasn't in the secondary wasn't that good last year. So
yeah, Rome is not going to project well, but he was my go-to guy.
So close.
You're trying to get to TJ or JJ?
I was trying to, but since I can't, we'll move.
Well, the
around.
Easiest way to do that is taking out Shakir
and putting in Keon. Perfect. Let's do that.
Like I said, Shakir is not a touchdown guy. He's just between the 20s, get you a 5 for 60.
Right.
And so if there's touchdowns, it's not necessarily like it's just going to all go to him. Plus, he's been out a month with an ankle injury. So he is playing, but you just don't know. At least with Keon, he's been a huge talking point in camp. Josh Palmer was getting a lot of buzz as being the consistent third wide receiver.
Right.
So, but I don't feel comfortable about any Buffalo receiver or skill player in general. That's why I might lean away from Josh Allen. It has nothing to do with Josh as a player. It's just, I don't know, maybe they all go 3 for 40 and he ends up with 280 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns and is optimal, but it's not with them.
Right. Let's go build Steiger a line and let Lamar be our quarterback and figure out how the hell we're going to get running back after that. I guess you have to go Derrick Henry, right?
Yeah, I think so. And honestly, I think Zay Flowers is a reasonable price to where it's just kind of easy to click his name at 57. Okay. I feel better if it's just this guy versus that guy. I feel better about Flowers over Shakir, if that is worth anything.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
They're both are.
It's not comfortable. It's not a comfortable question.
Not a good question. No, I think I think Shakir would be my lead.
Okay.
But it's close. It's not. Yeah.
Gotcha.
What is your Buffalo player?
My Buffalo player.
Who is your Buffalo
player? Let's see. I went Keon as my Buffalo guy. My Buffalo soldier today.
I have no idea what that comment means. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you a bot or are you a person?
Another one.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. But
okay.
Yeah, Keon's my guy. And then in terms of RB2, again, I have no idea what to do. The leverage is going to Jordan Mason if you were going to pick a Minnesota running back. Don't necessarily think you have to. What did I end up doing? I went with James Cook, actually.
So you went double.
He just kind of
he was last.
He was last guy in.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, where are you going with the other receiver? I'm guessing Rome.
Yeah, I'm going Rome.
He's 5,100. I mean, it's really cheap. It's pretty easy to get
he's
to.
Wide receiver 1.
He's not. He is not going to be wide receiver one in that offense. I know you think that. We should put a bet on it. I honestly,
I should get better odds.
No, you shouldn't. Because we've been pushing him up all year. No.
Okay. Well, he's going to be the better.
No, we'll put a bet on it. Okay. We'll think about this bet. We'll think about this great bet. So this will be a thing. But I have DJ Moore on my team, and he has Rome on his team. We actually paid the same amount of money for them. I don't know if you noticed that. Well, but that was pretty funny.
I know. And I feel good about mine.
That's fine. You can feel good about it. All right. So who is your tight end in this line?
Hawkinson. Is the guy that fell to me. And then I went with DJ Moore and Chicago defense to round it out.
DJ Moore, you still went with him.
It's one way. It's one game.
No, we don't like this though.
How?
Because price needs to go in order. That's how.
Okay.
Here, I got you. Don't worry. I'll fix it, guys.
Emery is anal about
I am.
Things
oh my gosh, Roy, he kills me. Not Rome, right? Who was the other one?
I don't know. It was Keon in Rome.
Oh, see, it was all out of order. He was all out of whack, Cam.
One was at flex. I don't think it was.
It hurt my feelings. Okay. So we fixed it, guys. No, I'm not that ridiculous about it, but
I don't know.
I had to make sure we put Rome at the bottom because DJ has to be at the top.
What do you not like about this line before you clear it?
No, I like this line. I think that the problem is obviously Lamar, Derek, but it's like you can't really. Like the 25 points a game and 21 points a game, like they still did it somehow last year. And so maybe it's just you have to do it, especially on a slate like this. You have to actually do it.
Right.
So it makes sense.
I also, just for what it's worth, I think double tight end for both Andrews and Hawkinson are in play. I think they're going to gravitate towards 70 to 80% of the total ownership. So putting both of them in the same line, I think is good. Interesting leverage spot.
Sure. Okay.
Because they're both below 5K.
Let's figure out what we're going to do. So, I mean, it kind of builds itself. So we're going to start building it. I'm going to need a cheap guy. Oh, it's defense. Let's go get a cheap defense.
Well, the thing is, it's not like you're saving a ton. There's flexibility as long as you're not putting in. If you make the decision that you're not going Jefferson, you can go up to either of the defenses.
No, for sure. Tight end, I'm most confident in Hawkinson.
Okay.
But to start,
that's fun.
And that's that'll be my only
another name I wanted to mention just because we're interested in Chicago players and having natural bringbacks, but Adam Thielen back with the team, only 4,400. I think is a very reasonable price point. I don't know how many people are going to be playing him, but just saying. I
can't play 3 Minnesota players
not with the Bears defense
and Jordan Mason being the other Minnesota player. Okay, I have 6,600 per. So let's change the defense.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Vikings all the way at the top.
Well, we can't do Vikings.
You're right. Sorry. I apologize. Let's go with...
Pick your winner of the...
Well, I picked Buffalo. You picked Baltimore.
So Buffalo.
So we're going to go Buffalo. $300 difference. I have 6,600. I need a running back. I could triple. Not against it. James Cook is fine too.
Is the natural.
Yeah, and he's also a stacked on the defense.
And then 64, you're going to have money remaining, but DeAndre Swift, triple.
Sure. DeAndre Swift, triple. Khalil Shakur, if you think that he's going to be the main guy, because I don't think I have a Buffalo receiver other than James Cook. Yeah.
So you got a piece of everything, every team. And what's up?
Oh, never mind. I was $1,000 different. Never mind. But yeah, I think it's really good.
That's a fun one. Unless you're leaving money on the table. I really was going into the slate expecting that I was going to play Caleb, but the fact that he's only $1,600 away from getting to Lamar and Josh. Like I said, if you make the decision, I'm not playing Justin Jefferson. He's not going for 30. First came back from a hamstring and not playing most of camp.
And JJ's Chicago's the quarterback, really and no, we didn't have a question.
The one thing of note in terms of not DFS plays, but it impacts Justin Jefferson directly is Jalen Johnson. I think is still a game time decision. He's been missing a few weeks as well. And if that happens, Chicago's secondary goes from above average to below average because he's that good.
Right. Okay. Let's go and do the next slate. Knock it out. We're going to be doing. It's going to be Buffalo, Baltimore. And
yes,
hopefully I'm showing the right tab. Yes, I am. Okay, cool. It's a pretty fun slate, guys. Like this is an awesome slate to start. You know, like the first game of the year last year. I'm sorry, the AFC like best contenders, not named the Chiefs, right? Like the fun game of the year. This is my favorite game of the week. I can't talk. It doesn't matter. It's early. Leave me alone. But I'm super excited about this game. Maybe that's partly why I can't talk, and also maybe it's because Florida State's going to win the Natty. I don't know, one of the two. But look, this is going to be fireworks. You have the MVP versus the first team all NFL guys on this slate. Like you have Derrick Henry, who is old but doesn't matter. He's going to keep chugging. Like this is the best slate on the week in my personal opinion.
No, and on top of that, like you're able to afford whatever you want. For the most part, the question is, do you go low to mid tier captain to get all three of the big names, or do you take a stand and fade one to be able to afford whatever kind of double stacks that you want on both sides? That is the easiest way to break the slate down. And then on top of that, the kicker situation, much more uncomfortable than we thought it would be, because Justin Tucker's no longer a Raven. And then the Bills kicker, Tyler Bass, is on IR. So they have Matthew Prater now. So it's Tyler Loop, Matthew Prater, not the sexier names, but because they're not the sexy names, they might be lower owned for a pretty interesting slate to pick a kicker.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what is your game script?
So my game script, I don't feel good about it. It's my least confident game script of any slate, but at the same time, we haven't killed our game script so far, or at least I have not. So
I got the game script right. I got the wrong side of it.
So I actually picked Baltimore to win 28-24.
Okay.
Don't feel good about it. But I basically put up some score based on the high total. I just think Baltimore finds a way to win. Buffalo at least has the more shaky defense. And I just trust building into that line more. So I'm going that route. Don't feel good at all about it, but that is just my pick today.
So I'm going Buffalo 31-27. I think that I'm picking Buffalo to win the game, and I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a fun shootout, like where you don't really play defenses and you want as many skill players as possible. The problem is my must play is going to be both quarterbacks. I just think you put both in and you find a way.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, I'm completely on board if you said any of the two up top, saying that that's a must play, because it makes sense. The only thing is, I don't think you can go one of them at captain and then pick the other two and feel good about your line. That's the only thing that I think is and if we find a way, then we find a way, because there's a couple of interesting names down low that not projecting well, but they have situations worth mentioning.
I think I'm going to make a crazy line that's going to be a lot of fun.
I
super contrarian.
I have a feeling I know where you're going with it.
I don't know about that, but okay. I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. So let me actually pull mine out because I didn't write it on my computer.
Your fade is Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, he's just too expensive.
Okay.
He just didn't make it work for my line. Was he 76? 76. I just didn't love it. I'm more confident in Zay Flowers than I am Shakir.
Okay.
And that's saying something, because I'm not that confident in Zay Flowers in terms of fantasy upside. But my first look actually had Zay Flowers at captain. Don't feel good at all about that. Wow. But
it makes things work.
Yeah.
Let's see how it works.
I guess so. I actually hate this line more that I look at it.
All right.
But I went both quarterbacks.
Good choice.
I threw in Mark Andrews.
No Derrick Henry.
I also went Keon Coleman.
Wait, am I missing him? Oh, yeah, I'm missing him. Okay.
And then that leaves you with 2,000 remainder. And I'm going to go with the scat back that I felt good about throughout best ball season. Keaton Mitchell. He's not projecting well, but no one's going to have him played. And I think there's a decent chance that he actually is playing over Justice Hill as the season goes on. And if it starts tonight, then that's very positive leverage.
Sure. No, I love that. I think that makes a lot of sense. I hate Zay Flowers a cap, but what are you going to do?
And for what it's worth, last year in the optimal line, Justice Hill was in the optimal line. That was your tournament play. Yes. And the one other tournament play I want to mention, or should let you go first, and then I'll say his name.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to do something crazy, and you're just going to have to enjoy it.
Just scrolling down on your captain is not what I said. Okay. Well, Dusty, just spam the comments with
kicker, captain, lines, Dustin. Get in there.
Hey, Dusty, the other member of GTD, he's heavily participating in the comments. He took down the opening season showdown with a double kicker with one at captain line.
It was amazing. I think he got third. But
he got third place. If he played the $20, he would have got first place. Like, that's how
Dustin.
how great he played and started out the season with his DFS. So double kicker is the way to go, apparently.
It's crazy. What an animal. No, I don't want DeAndre. Oh, wait. That's because that's the wrong person. We're not going to play Keon. We're going to play
Palmer.
54. Yeah. And then Tyler Loop. I'm going to go double kicker, Dustin. I'm going to play.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's a Dustin line, to say the least. And I tied for 6th, he said. Turned $3 into 168, which is awesome.
Apologies.
Okay. Sorry. Awesome.
Ray Davis listed a kicker yet?
No, I know he should be.
I wonder if he actually would get points, like fantasy points. Because, like, for example, just kind of quickly going back, Travis Hunter, they're not going to count interceptions for fantasy points for him on DraftKings slates. But if he has a pick 6, they're going to treat it like a special teams touchdown where he gets the 6, he doesn't get the pick, all that fun stuff. But going to this, that's an interesting question just because we don't, like, that's not a common occurrence.
Yeah, I don't know, actually. But this is my line. It's a little crazy. I get everybody I want, though. And then I also get the upside kickers, especially in a game where I think it's going to be just a, they're gonna kick the ball 10 times.
No, that'd be fun. So I want to build another line. With
of course.
My other play I was going to mention.
Yeah,
I want Lamar captain on this little build.
Okay, like it.
And I'm going to go the theory of what helped us take down last year with my tournament play.
Okay,
but he's way cheaper. So and his name's Charlie Kohler.
Yeah.
He's 1,600, and he's just the tight end 2 role. They play one of the most 2 tight end sets in football. Mark Andrews, his snap share went way down, so I expect Charlie to have 50% plus of snaps, and he's 1,600. Nobody's playing his name because they don't know who he is, and I could see him falling into 3 targets, and that's really all you need at that price.
Yeah, he's more of a blocking tight end, so he'll be on the field. That's not a problem.
I want to try to afford all 3 with 1 at captain, so click on top 2.
Okay, I think you no problem.
Let's go.
Let's go with whoever. You can go both of these guys if you want.
Can't get up to Keon.
You probably need a receiver.
No, I know. I understand. Let's go with
and it's not DeAndre Hopkins.
That's go to
I think Rashad Bateman's interesting, and then kicker.
Rashad Bateman.
And then kicker. I think that makes sense.
That's interesting.
Which kicker
how
would
cheap
you?
Is Ray Davis? Is he 32? If I remember correctly.
Yes.
32. I'm so smart. What if I have an idea?
Okay. Tell me it.
Doesn't make sense though, but it's gonna make sense. Instead of Lamar, go Derrick Henry captain.
Ooh, even crazier. Derrick Henry's gonna catch a pass for 90 yards and a touchdown. Yeah. 1 pass, but
so Derrick Henry captain, Lamar. And then go up to Keon. Yeah.
And then kicker?
Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
No.
That's fun.
No Baltimore receiver, but, Lamar can just have a rushing touchdown and feel good about his value. You got that kicker. You got what I would think would be Buffalo for the very night, at least, would be the tournament play for the Buffalo receivers, because I think a lot of people will flock to a Khalil instead of a Keon who's kind of in a dead zone at 66. What's up?
Will you go kick those 2 people that added those things? Dustin and me made the same line. That means it's definitely going to win $1 million. I love to hear it. I'm going to make one more because we have a few minutes before we go over to the main. I'm going to do a Josh Allen at cap line. I'm going to fade Lamar.
Okay.
I think you have to, if you're going to be different, you're going to fade one of these guys. That's kind of the trick. I'm going to go the double with Keon and Palmer, and I have 5,600.
Excuse me.
I need
Mark Andrews
43.
That's just short of a kicker.
But I don't want, let's see, how do I want to do this? I actually don't hate Rashad Bateman today, or in general. I think he's probably the best priced for what he's going to be owned. And then I probably go like that because I'm going Buffalo. I think Derrick Henry and Rashad Bateman. I like that a lot.
I think ownership, honestly, other than the big 3 who should all be north of 65 to 70%, it'll be pretty spread out today on this showdown, which is what makes it so fun, like you mentioned, because I don't really think that there's a guy that's going to be over 50% owned. That's not one of the big three. Like, I don't think a bunch of people are flocking to play a Shakir, a Flowers up top in the middle range. Keon is an uncomfortable price. The Rashad Bateman Palmer, you understand it, but it's still, you're above 5,000. You would think that that caliber of a player would be below that.
Right.
Uncomfortable kickers. There's not really a standout, just easy click, free play. So yeah, it's a very fun showdown slate.
Okay, let's go over and talk about the main slate. I'm gonna have Cam all the top 5 totals and talk about some of the game environments that are definitely important.
Yeah. So once again, let me pull up the slate just for any kind of refresher of a total. So Cincinnati, Cleveland, once again, the highest total today at 48 now. The next highest total will be the Lions and the Packers at 48.5. Next one will be the Colts and the Dolphins. Interesting one at 46.5. That one's actually gone down. It was 47. Jags and Panthers, one of my favorite games today, 45.5 now. And then Buccaneers and Falcons is the last one in. It is a total of 47.5. So it's gone way up.
Yeah, that one jumped.
Yeah, it jumped way up. So it's actually the third highest total, but second highest total on the main slate.
Gotcha. Okay. Is anything situational injuries or anything like that?
So still inactive list comes out in 9 minutes. The only significant in the 12 o'clock games is Darnell Mooney. Just, we're not playing him. It's just whether or not he plays. That just gives you more confidence in a double stack with a Kyle Pitts and a Drake London. That's really what I care about with that news. CMC, they officially did not elevate anybody from the running back position. He's officially in, good to go.
Adam Schefter actually reported.
Yeah, and then in terms of the afternoon slate, once again, Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed are game time decisions. That really impacts the slate, especially if it's the highest total game. You believe in Matthew Golden below 5,000 or Tucker Kraft at 4,000. Those are the names that really stick out to me. And then I guess Josh Jacobs.
Sure. As we have a second, guys, let us know just who y'all's favorite plays are on the slate. We do have about 8 minutes before we get inactive lists, and those lists, of course, are going to change everything,
right?
Possibly. So let us know who y'all's favorite plays are on the slate, which games y'all are attacking. If we haven't talked about a quarterback that y'all are going to play, I know that the Gale, he would play, we'd play with him and he'd have like Baker in there and we'd have the other side of it. And then Baker would go crazy. So tell us who y'all are going to play. And then, of course, just kind of work with us and talk to us about these lineups, and we'll build lineups based on if y'all have something y'all want to talk about, of course.
For sure.
Dorchline, Dustin. Stop.
That's tough today, man. Maybe next week when value is just not there anymore and he's still 3,000. But today, I truly don't think you need to go down below 4K for a receiver. There's just so many in the 4K range. And on top of that, every running back that you want is in the 6K or 7K. And on top of that, it's really, really easy to not have to go that low today.
So we talked about it a little bit earlier, obviously, but if y'all were here with us for the early only and the afternoon only, we talked about the quarterbacks we're going to play. We're going to play 5 quarterbacks today. The main ones are going to be Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Michael Penix Jr., and Trevor Lawrence. On main, we have 4 total quarterbacks that we're going to be talking about, mostly Joe Burrow, Baker, Brock, and Trevor. And different types of plays. I don't think that the prices allot you where you have to go and be like pigeonholed into something, because of Joe is actually only 6,900. The highest is 7,000 with Jaden Daniels. And then Trevor Lawrence all the way down to 5,300. You can make anything work, basically. It's one of those slates where I'm going to play less money or I'm going to play a lot of lineups.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't typically do 20 max on NFL, but it's worked out really a lot for me in NASCAR this year. And that's why I kind of started to trend towards that. Plus, I had a bunch of tickets. And on top of that, since prices have been out a month, there's so much value. I don't really have a confident, these are my 3 to 5 lines that I'm going all in on. I just kind of wanted to sprinkle throughout because there's a lot of people we mentioned that are going to be less than 10% owned that you can easily get over the field by playing a couple lines.
Sure. Let's, I guess we can start by building.
Okay. What is the quarterback you want to start with?
My favorite quarterback of the day.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's say Trevor Lawrence.
Let's
say Trevor Lawrence. And
Trevor
we'll just
forever.
Jeremy's gone. I know he went to go golfing.
But
So he's going to miss out
in his honor
on our favorite quarterback being Trevor Lawrence. Sad day. We have to play BTJ if we're going to play Trevor.
Yeah, he's the one. I know I said with the Burrow builds, like I think you can get away with a double stack without Jamar, but I don't think you can do a double stack with Trevor without Brian Thomas today.
Right. So, well, it's a little harder because they don't have like a Chase Brown.
Right.
You know, they don't have that receiving running back. I think tight end is an interesting thing we should talk about here. Let's run through it real quick. At the top of tight end, you have some really expensive players: 6,500 for Brock, 6,200 for McBride, and then 5,800 for Kittle. Kittle, we're going to get a lot of, so we'll probably not get as much of these two in this week. On our first look, we did get a Brock because we went New England.
Kind of thinking about it is, I think Kittle's going to be my most exposed tight end overall,
right?
And I think I chose between one or the other up top, and I ended up going with Trey McBride mostly because of the weather news.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, the narrative of, oh, there's no touchdowns for Trey, and he all of a sudden matches his week 1 total that he did all of last year with 2 touchdowns today. That's kind of the way I went about things.
Sure. But I just think the tight end position is an interesting one. What is the you know what we didn't do? Let's do this. Let's go through ownership real quick on every position that we're looking at.
So in terms
before we do this,
in terms of ownership, what we're looking at, the highest owned quarterback today, and we haven't even mentioned his name once, is Jaden Daniels.
That's crazy.
I think that's the easiest way to get off. Last year, there was a game where Jaden Daniels and the Commanders had 7 field goals, no touchdowns. They won the game. And on top of that, Giants play them close. They're really, really elite defensive line-wise. Secondary is also getting better.
Yeah.
So there, to me, are no stackable options. Doesn't make any sense why he is the brain back makes sense being Malik Neighbors. But I'm not playing 11% Terry. I'm not playing Debo, who might be inflated at 12%.
He's probably overpriced at this point in the year.
He's 52.
Oh, that's not bad, actually.
Like, they're reasonable prices. But I'm not interested at all in Washington, at least from that perspective. If I am playing Washington, I'm going to be playing the Austin Eckler side of things. Trevor is the next highest owned quarterback, but not many people doing bringbacks with Carolina. Everybody less than 10% owned other than Tetaroa. And on top of that, nobody's really, unless things kind of increase because of the Schefter report, Travis Hunter isn't really getting a ton of love either for his debut. Joe Burrow, next highest owned, pretty self-explanatory. All of the skill players for Cincinnati, all 3 of them are high owned. So mix and match if you're going to go him. Daniel Jones is showing as the 4th highest owned quarterback today. We talked about him as a puke stack in the way too early. The problem is that I don't really have a confident double.
Right.
I probably, if I were doing that, going with Tyler Warren and then picking either Josh Downs or Michael Pittman.
Right.
But I don't feel great about it. We're also not getting to Miami at all today, essentially. So just kind of not really going there. And then Baker Mayfield rounding out the top 5. Quarterback is usually low owned. Everybody other than the first 2. Everybody in the first 2 is usually about 10% owned. Everybody else is below that. So even though Baker is the 5th highest owned, it's showing roughly 6 to 7%.
Right.
So it's really easy to get different, but everybody's going to be doing the double the same way if they're going Baker.
Okay, so those are the top 5 quarterbacks, top 5 running backs. I'm guessing Achane, CMC, Chase Brown.
Then 2 guys we haven't talked about at all.
Wow. Okay.
Or actually, the next 4 guys we have not talked about once.
Well, I bet Bijan's.
Nope.
Oh. Hold on. I got to figure this out. Kamara.
He's 6th.
Oh, damn. So
at
close.
12%.
James Conner is definitely going to be
4th.
one. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Who's the next one? Jalen Warren?
Bucky Irving is 5th.
Oh, okay. Well, we talked about him a little bit.
We talked about
Bay. But yeah, no, you're right.
We're not
you're
playing
right.
any of those guys, but they're all, it's not like any of them I would consider chalky because they're all roughly 12 to 15% owned.
Right.
But we're just kind of basically going to be over the field to CMC, over the field to Chase Brown. We're going to be fading the chalkiest skill player on the slate in Devon Achane. And then there's a lot of cheap running backs that are just easy to get different. Austin Eckler, Kenneth Walker, Chuba Hubbard. Didn't even mention Jalen Warren, but
yeah,
good game environment for that. All that good stuff. So,
all right, Steiger. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out. We appreciate it.
All right. Receiver wise, top 5 showing. Jamar Chase, highest owned. Mecca Ibuka, obviously, highest cheap guy. T. Higgins right after that. Mike Evans after that. And then Tyreek Hill is going in line in 5th. Not touching Tyreek whatsoever today. And then basically it's just the 2 Cincinnati and Tampa Bay options. That's basically how everybody's starting their lineups in Bills today.
Gotcha. Tight end?
Tight end wise, probably pretty self-explanatory. David Njoku leads the way.
Sure.
As the natural bring back. Trey McBride's showing his 2nd. Kittle showing his 3rd. I was surprised to not see Kittle at least at number 2 by a comfortable margin. Brock Bowers is showing his 4th. Tucker Kraft rounding out the top 5 in 5th.
Perfect. Let's Oh, and defense. I apologize.
Defense
I'm gonna forget one.
Defense is all over the place. I don't understand it. Obviously, Denver Broncos make the most sense being the number 1.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's number 2. San Francisco's number 3. And then the Patriots and the Raiders are 4 and 5, which didn't make any sense before. But now that we know it's the worst weather
for sure,
that makes sense. And maybe there will be a little bit more juice because of that total going down and that rain going up.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's play Trevor.
Worth noting, one thing that did come out because inactives are coming out. Chris Rodriguez, healthy scratch today.
Okay.
So whether it's Chris Rodriguez had the highest prize picks rushing prop. So that's a big boost to Austin Eckler. And then if you're a Ja'Cory CrossFit Merit stan, want to mention he's $4,000. So because of the news of him coming down, he's the 3rd string running back. He's minimum price. So he needs 10 points if he's a home favorite.
And he might get the problem is you get the ownership on him most likely.
Well, going into this, let's look. Let me filter the running backs real quick and see his name because I was hoping that he'd be over 10% owned. He's showing him roughly about 3. Maybe that news will hopefully make him go up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Another inactive news that we were looking at, Darnell Mooney is inactive, so that gives you a little bit of more confidence in an Atlanta double.
Who is Ray? I guess is the 3rd then.
Ray is the 3rd. Yes,
okay,
sir.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attack some situations on this one. I don't know if I'm gonna double. I think it's crazy.
Really? Okay.
But I will be playing Brian Thomas. He's just going to go for 250 yards.
That's the one thing I'm saying today is if you're going to play Trevor, you got to play Brian.
Carolina will be – I'm going to be going with – and I think Tet is actually pretty highly owned on most stuff right now.
So he's showing – he was the only Carolina skill player that was above 10%.
Yeah, makes sense.
But it actually went down a little bit. So he's showing roughly 9.1 positive leverage, but I prefer – Chuba as my main ring
right for sure
in a Jacksonville build.
I'm gonna start here, and then if I put, we can always go back and just put a $5,000 Travis Hunter in there.
Right. I think the easiest way in one of the other fun game environments is Drake London and Mecca.
That's what I was doing next. Yeah, no, that's exactly
Drake London
where I was going.
Doesn't make any sense why he's less than 10% owned. I hope. Or honestly, I hope that this optimizer that we're looking at is correct in terms of what his projected ownership will be. Because if he's under 10 and he had one of the highest over/under props from a fantasy score perspective this week, other than JJ, Jamar, and CD, who 2 of those guys aren't even on this slate, I don't get it why he's less than 10% in one of the best in game environments. He's the thumbnail.
Yeah. So the next one, I'm going George, and I'm gonna try to get George. I don't know if I can do it. We'll see. It's going to be expensive, but I have ability to go down at tight end. At defense. So that's cool.
Right.
And tight end. No, not tight end. I apologize. Defense. We're going to George and we're going to go $5,900 Kenneth Walker.
Ownership doesn't make sense.
Now I have some 3 o'clock games, guys. So remember when you talk about this slate, now I have some 3 o'clock games and this becomes a main slate. But if you're not playing 3 o'clock games, play it in the early only.
Right.
Let's go to defense. I think I can actually do it. We're gonna try.
To Travis? Yeah, you can.
Let's
but who else are you trying to?
No, I was trying to get to the Broncos and making sure that I could still get someone I'm confident with. If I didn't go the Broncos, who would you really want to get in this range? Because I guess the Broncos down to who's our other defense that we're willing to play down low?
I'm willing to play a lot down low, at least. Jets, Raiders, and Texans are really the 3 that I'm looking at. Texans, stinky defense. Nobody's playing them. They're also not projecting well. But the Raiders, now it makes more sense. And then the Jets, lowest total game.
So the question is, would you rather have Chase Brown and the Texans, or would you rather have
Hunter and Denver?
The second stack to Hunter and Denver? I think it's Chase Brown.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Chase Brown.
Okay, cool.
You more often than not, if you just punt defense, it's going to work out in your favor because you're affording the skill position players.
You just need one touchdown.
Very seldom does the highest owned defense that is also the
Actually
highest
work out,
price
yeah.
defense also work out by scoring 20 because they need to work out. I know value wise they could get 10 and be a good value, but a lot of teams in the 2K range can get 10 points. All they've got to do is have a one defensive touchdown or 3 to 4 sacks, a couple turnovers, or just kind of not give up as many points as one would expect. So the Jets make a ton of sense because Pittsburgh's offense hasn't been looking good. Lowest total game on the slate. They are at home. You know, above average defense, not the best, but then also Pittsburgh just not the greatest offensively. So like those kinds of things, and then allowing you to afford whatever you want in the 6K range makes you feel way better than a 5K range. Have 2 debuting receivers in the same line for a lot of if you're only playing a couple.
Right. I'm nervous now. Looking back. Question. Do I need CMC? If I wanted to go down from Kittle, because I think you can, do I need CMC?
I want to get about 35 to 40% of CMC today.
I know. How much Kittle do you want?
About 35 to 40%.
All right. Shit.
So
how about all right, I want to try to get CMC. We'll take Chase Brown out.
Okay.
And we're going to take the defense out. Because I think if I go up at defense,
okay,
I put CMC in at running back.
That allows you a cheap tight end, and that's Brendan Strange.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and change up our no, not Kadon. Where are you at?
33.
Okay. And then I have $500. I could go from
never mind.
What's up?
I was gonna say to get Kyle Pitts, but that would be a double.
Yeah, double Atlanta.
But at the same time, you'd have the money to do it. So
I think it's fun. I just wanted to. I was like, damn, I don't have CMC. I don't know what to do now.
I like the other look more.
I do too.
If I'm going to be honest, like I said, CMC, I want to be double the field to today, and if he's down below 20%, it's really easy to get overweight to, with about 35 to 40%. But that is a great line to not have him. You have 2 guys that are high skill players in the next game, and it's a fun look.
Bailey was texting about how he wanted some wings, and I was like, no, you need to get your ass in the chat. So he just said he's here. Okay, so that was our Trevor build. Cam, what is your favorite build, or at least what quarterback do you want to start with, and then we'll go from there.
Well, it is Trevor. Trevor is my favorite on the slate.
You don't get him.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna do a different look. Let's go with the Cincinnati build.
Perfect.
So I want to show what I was talking about, which is getting a double without Jamar.
Sure.
So we're gonna go Chase Brown, but you can wait since you like to be, organized.
It's okay. It's okay. We're just gonna cry.
So we're gonna go him. Inside. T. Higgins, higher owned than I'd like, but because of the fact you're doing a double without Jamar, I think is enough of a tournament-y build for a couple chalky guys. So sure. 64, and then let's throw in CMC in this line.
Great. Also, a question: who is your bringback?
Oh, we're gonna go Njoku.
Okay, so that's gonna be your tight end. Oh,
yeah, that's why I went that route.
Gotcha. I thought it made sense, but I just wanted to ask.
The only bringbacks I'm interested in for Cincinnati is Judy and Njoku today, and I'd rather go Njoku. Both are high owned and showing positive leverage, so that just shows how great Cleveland players look. But at the same time, Cincinnati's defense is the second most popular, so nothing makes sense based on what things are. I can say what I believe, and I don't know the answers. So build how you want to, but this is how I'm doing it, at least for this specific one.
Okay.
We're also going to go with Drake London and Emeka again.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting you to do. It's just an easy, like, of course, you're not getting the same value ownership value on Emeka, but he's 4,600, so who cares?
I didn't expect London to be a tournament play, so it just made me want to click it more, even though I'm like 5-6x the field.
Too much of it. Okay.
And then for defense, probably have to go cheaper.
Yeah, we're gonna go cheap defense, and you'll have like
45 remainder.
Yeah, 45, which is reasonable actually on this slate. You could do that. Okay.
Let's go with Houston.
Okay.
You could go Pearsall, get to
San
Francisco, but you got no Seattle, but you got 2 guys in the.
It's way down there.
Let's see. Marvin Mims.
Mims is the one, that stares at me. And is there a double tight end? Is there another tight end in that range that you like?
Really, I love myself some double tight end on main slates.
Agreed.
But
is there one that makes sense?
When I do double stacks with tight ends today, it's actually me going double spin up. So it's a Njoku Kittle. It's one of those. So let's experiment a little bit. We'll take CMC out of this build.
Okay. Put Kittle in.
And we'll put Kittle in as the double.
Oh.
And that should be enough for Kenneth Walker.
Yep, right on the dot. Okay, math is math.
Now, my question is straight up head to head: bad weather Raiders versus good weather game environment, but Houston better defense. Which one do you prefer?
Well, I mean, I prefer Houston.
Prefer Houston today?
I think that they have sack upside because, of course, the Rams have a good offensive line. So, they have a very serviceable offensive line. I think it's probably going to be in the 10 to 12 or 10 to 15 range. But I think Houston's defensive line is really stacked. I think their secondary stacked. I really like Kamari Lassiter and what he's been doing. And
Houston's defense is actually only showing 1% ownership. Right
That's freaking crazy. I don't believe that one bit. That's a lie.
I mean,
Bailey, who's your favorite quarterback for today? And don't say your fantasy quarterback. Promise it's not him.
Who is this fantasy quarterback?
Not a clue, and that's why I know it's not him.
Oh, okay. Well, what if it's it's not Trevor. He's on the wire. He's on the wire. We're in a small league. So
12 person. We used to be on 14. That was fun.
Do a super flex. I don't know if people would be down, but I love super flex leagues.
Well, we just we want to do dynasty. We want to do all kinds of things. But
I mean,
yes. We'll put that in the chat. Maybe y'all we'll get in our Discord. Maybe we'll make a GTD one with people like the Gale and people like that.
And for what it's worth, I know I think it was Dusty mentioned Jaden Higgins today because Christian Kirk is out. Xavier Hutchinson is starting.
Over him, yeah.
So that doesn't mean Higgins can't get any snaps today or any targets or be efficient with his touches. But just know he's not inheriting 90% of the load like we are seeing for multiple guys in his price range.
Is Xavier Hutchinson not the slot, though? No, I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think he's the X.
Okay. No.
Not the X.
Nico's the X, yeah. He'll be the Z.
Yeah.
It looks like...
Because the slot was going to... You would think that would become...
Yeah, Jalen.
Noel.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly how they're going to rotate. I know that without Kirk, it's kind of a shit show.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's clear it. Let's try another build.
All right.
That was fun. I actually like this.
Let's do a Tampa Bay double.
You know what's weird about that build though? We still didn't get CMC, and we're gonna no matter what in this line, and then we also didn't get Jamar Chase. You know what I mean? In that build, which makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Just overall,
I'm fine underweight to Jamar today.
That's fine.
Right now, he is the highest owned receiver, and he has not had the most consistent success from a historical perspective against Denzel Ward and the Browns. So if he scores you 20 points today, that's not enough. He needs 30, and I don't think he gets there today.
That's fair.
So
at 81,
right now he's showing as negative leverage, and that's why I'm fine being underweight to him.
Okay, let's then. Which quarterback?
Baker double. We can go Atlanta.
Let's go Baker.
Okay.
Let's go Baker. Let's build it. Where is Baker? He's 66, right?
Yep. Funny enough, I'm not playing Mike at all unless I'm playing Baker today. I don't know how to feel about that. He's in just as good of a matchup as Emeka.
He's just the price difference.
But it's the price difference. He's also, I didn't expect him to be a top 3 honed receiver today.
He's the same price as, actually, he's more expensive by $100 than Drake London. And I'd rather, that's the reason. Like, that's the real reason to me. I put CMC in because we're making him play where he's going. No, he's in the line, guys. This one.
I have an idea for to afford some money later, but we'll put in the organic double.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that guy, and we'll put in
London and
that guy. His bring back and computer. I believe in you. Make it through, Emeka.
All right. Okay. So we got to afford some money. We have to save some salary. I was thinking put Austin Eckler in this build.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
Touchdown favorite at home. Chris Rodriguez Jr. has been ruled a healthy scratch. And so that just, I mean, that honestly, that has more of an impact on Bill. But at the same time, it just makes you also feel better about Austin Eckler.
I want to ask this question. Is Austin Eckler, should he be considered a $5 running back?
I
Honestly,
almost asked that question earlier. I don't think so.
20 touches. He's not
I
going to
don't
get the
think
20
he gets
touches.
to
Is why?
20.
Is that why?
I think he'll have like
15?
9 to 12 carries, but 5 to 6 targets.
Okay.
So like he's
pretty
close.
damn
He's
close.
like 4.5.
Pretty damn close. So we love 5 box running backs. If Austin Eckler's a 5 box running back, 4.5 box running back at 4,800.
Yeah. I mean,
very
he's
happy.
showing. What is he showing? Let's see. He's showing as ownership wise about 10%, and that's pretty reasonable to me.
Okay,
I'm
Dustin.
fine playing a couple lines with him, and he makes things work.
Dustin, I'll have to figure out where the money's coming from on that line, but we will try it out next because we are going to build a Penix line anyways. Bailey, your team is Fields. Yeah, you have Justin Fields as your quarterback. That's why I didn't remember.
In bad weather against the Steelers.
Good luck, buddy.
I wish you luck, buddy.
Yeah, but he does have Bijan also. So we will have to, when we play Bijan, sorry, I can't fix it. I swear, it's just part of me.
That's his fault for partnering with Dijon Mustard, and that just doesn't
mess me all up.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
It does. And I'm a big name pronunciation guy, so I feel terrible when I don't pronounce somebody's name right. But that's you're leading people on when you do things like that.
Well, he waited his whole career to tell us.
Oh, by the way, guys.
Hey, Nick, we appreciate you being here. Joe Flacco could be sneaky. Oh, yes, we did talk about Joe Flacco earlier in the week. He does have some of the highest leverage plays as his skill players.
Let me look what his ownership is, because I expect. So he's 6th overall today on the main slate. I expected him to be higher because of the high ownership of his 2 guys.
Right.
But yeah, we can look at that.
Hey, Bailey and Dustin and Nick and whoever else is in the chat, because I don't know who else is there, but please tell us if any real big news comes out.
Yeah,
because we are not.
Because last year we were on our first live stream of the year, and Tyreek Hill got arrested on the way to the game. So we had to
that was
react to that. And so if something happens,
Tyreek Hill's out. No, that's T Hill. Look, it's right there. All right, tight end. What are we doing? I gave you some money.
Ooh,
I gave you some money.
I like money. Let's see. Do you want?
Yes.
I want JSN.
JSN, huh?
His 3% owned ass for no fucking reason.
All right. Let's see. JSN 5,800.
Yeah, I know.
And then
he's the
tight end
wide receiver.
5,300 tight end. We could go up at defense.
Or go to Njoku and then go to maybe New England.
Yeah. Maybe. Either that or we could go
down. If you didn't want Seattle, you could go even cheaper defense and go up to. We haven't talked about Nico enough.
We're picking the Patriots to win. They're in a terrible game.
Sure.
Playing against the Raiders, right?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. But if you went down to, let's see.
From them.
Yeah.
So I was at the Texans. It gave us $700 or $600.
No, I want to be weird. Let's be weird.
Okay, let's be weird.
Take out Drake London. You know where I'm going.
Thanks, Dustin. I appreciate that. Hey, look, we are talking to a camera. You have to enjoy yourself, okay? Jesus. All right, take it out, Drake London.
Take out Drake London. Take out David Njoku.
We're gonna go to Kyle.
You know what we're doing. So a common double stack, but a bring back of a guy that's 3% owned, and so you go there, saves you a lot of money, and you could afford whatever defense you want.
Sure.
But let's try to get to Nico.
Let's just put him in.
26.
He's there. I mean, 2,500 is
that for Houston,
his team,
or the Raiders,
his own team, or the Raiders. Yeah, let's go Houston. I think I'm more confident in Houston, even knowing the weather.
I can't believe the ownership. But yeah, so you got some chalky guys, chalky double, but tournament bring back. Nobody's playing JSN. CMC, hopefully lower owned than people want to believe. Houston, nobody's playing. Nobody's going to duplicate this line. And I love Drake London. I'm going to be way over the field to Drake London, but we don't have to play him every single line.
Sure. Let's go do a Dustin build.
Okay. Who did he say again? Remind me, Penix?
Penix and Bijan.
Okay, well,
so yeah. Penix and Bijan is
181.
Yeah, he's the top.
Or 8,000.
8,000. He wanted Drake London.
Yeah.
I think. And Mecca is a pretty easy bring back here because of the price. It helps you relieve some money, which is always helpful. Because we did go pretty high. We're gonna probably have to pay down in defense. It'll be okay.
I don't know if we'll necessarily have to. We'll see. we can do. All right.
Well, it depends who we want. So
second game environment. I think we should put back in Brian Thomas.
Okay. I think that's fair.
And then naturally Chuba. That nobody wants to play, even though he's got a great matchup.
I am playing him in L on my fantasy teams. I mean,
Good.
It's awesome.
Better than playing Xavier Worthy in all your fantasy teams.
I feel really good about my fantasy team because we're talking about a lot of my guys. Mm-hmm. So that makes me feel good, you know.
I mean, we were talking about a lot of my guys too, but now I have a 0 in one of my starting spots.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
I've got to rebound against Mr. Dustin Zimmerman today. All right. So sneakily able to afford whatever you want. If you went cheap defense, actually, let's see.
How cheap?
Well, I mean, the cheapest I'm going today is 25. So just click that and see what happens. 5,000.
You could play Ricky Pearsall because we don't have a 49er.
Yeah.
You could.
It's a weird range for tight end, so we might go up from defense in that regard. Oh, yeah. Njoku and then Pearsall, and then finish up with we can go all the way to Pittsburgh or New England.
Okay. What about what about all the way up
to McBride?
If I did that,
that's 38.
Is there somebody down there that's even worth talking about?
I don't think so.
Cheap tight end.
We can take out. Oh, go ahead.
What about cheap tight end? Is there a cheap tight end other than Britton Strange, or is Britton Strange?
Britton Strange, I like. I thought I would play at least one line of Jatavion Sanders today. He's the starting tight end below $3,000 for Carolina in the same game environment. Nobody's playing him.
Sure.
Worth noting.
And we're playing Jacksonville.
If you did that off of Chuba, you could probably afford whatever you want since that's $3,000 gap.
So out where 3,000 on the dot?
29.
Oh, it made me move. You piece of shit. Okay, 2,900 Jatavion, and then CMC.
Yeah, I think that's enough for CMC and Jason.
That's or
I don't think it's enough for Kenneth.
It's one. Is it 100 different?
I think so.
Okay, that's fine though.
So
but hey,
that's fun.
I like it.
That's a very, very nicely correlated lineup.
What do you think about that, Dustin? Since that was your lineup,
can you play a UT tight end
and a UT running back, which you actually said
he loves it? Alrighty,
cool.
And that's saying something because there's no Cardinals in there.
There is Stanford Cardinal.
Oh, fair. Good pull.
Thank you. Okay, let's run one more.
All right.
Because we have about 7 minutes before we're going to get out of here. And which quarterback have we not done? So we can do Joe Flacco for Bailey.
Joe Flacco?
Because Bailey wanted a Joe Flacco line.
Yeah, unless you wanted a Kyler is a candidate, Bryce Young's a candidate, or Joe Flacco is the other one.
Because I'm not playing. Let's do Joe Flacco.
I don't know how he's showing. But I guess when you're 3% owned, it's really easy.
Yeah, it's good positive. Yeah, for sure. Considering he has rushing upside, he could be a guy that finds a way.
Right.
Okay. Running back wise, Joe Flacco is not throwing to his running backs.
So I think it's.
But do you want to play Chase Brown? Is a question.
I don't know.
Let me play Judy. Put Judy.
Yeah, Judy and Njoku.
Njoku in, and we'll go from there. Judy is how much?
54.
54. Wow.
I haven't brought his name up. He's kind of flirting with 12% owned, and
reasonable price.
I don't hate him.
He's a reasonable price. Not like something I'm gonna rave over.
I just if you have to twist my arm and only play one Brown, I'd rather play Njoku because he's 700 cheaper. He's also tight end designated. He's my second highest owned exposed tight end.
Sure.
Today.
Super puke here. I love it. Let's get some. This is like our sicko game.
So do you want to go all the way up to Jamar or Chase? Because I don't think a single bring back I won't. I think I can rule out T. So it's between Chase and Chase.
Let's go big Chase.
Big Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
81.
Big bad Chase.
Okay. I have money to spend.
Okay. So let's see. Let's put cheap defense.
Yeah, let's put $2,500 defense.
I know we're naturally putting in a ton of Houston, and it sounds scary, but I mean, it just.
I always get defense wrong. I feel like so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I know.
Like, who cares?
I'd rather put all my eggs into a cheap defense basket than all of my eggs into Denver's basket, and it does not work out. Like for all of my showdown lines where I put 100% owned of Philly's defense, and then their best defensive player was kicked out of the game before it even started.
Yes, I have a great idea. Let's try this.
CMC.
Let's
Oh, we can do whatever.
Yeah, let's do this.
Walker.
And then I did do it. Yes, so cool.
I know
so
exactly
great.
what you're doing.
That's beautiful. What math?
Line.
What math? Holy hell.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
That's fancy.
That's good stuff. Bailey with the win.
Bailey, you might have
just won $1 million. You just won $1 million, baby.
Wow. Yeah.
You get both Chase and CMC in a line.
And London.
Yeah. Okay. But I can deal.
See, I took all of my Flacco stacks out, and now I kind of want to
puke stacks, man. Oh my god,
put it back in a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't like Bailey was making something like we had talked about Joe Flacco on the original show on. Well, I guess it released on Friday. So Joe Flacco was one of our quarterbacks, but I didn't expect it to go like this.
Well, as soon as I saw ownership come out and Njoku and Judy were high owned, I was like, I don't want a chalky puke.
Right.
When I could just 400 more get Trevor.
Sure. This is why it's chalky. Right here.
And the thing is, you got a 6% owned Kenneth Walker.
Mm-hmm.
You got a less than 10% owned Drake London. And you got a 1% owned defense.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's very easy. And hopefully everybody's diluting their ownership of the CMC. And it just works out in our favor.
Okay. Well, is there anybody else that the chat would like to talk about?
Questions, whether it's start, sit.
Yeah, fantasy.
Lineup. Put it in. We're going to be putting our final lines or exposures in our Discord if you're in that or want to join that. But yeah, we're about to get out of here around 11. Fortunately, there wasn't a ton of news other than CMC's like status for guys that we were focused on. Darnell Mooney getting rolled out was cool, and then really only things that we're looking at is if you like Green Bay players having two receivers being game time decisions. That's the only other things we're waiting on right now.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. It looks like we haven't gotten any questions, so I say we get out of here.
Good first stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Go win some money today, and tell us about it after all that. What did he just say?
This rain and Steelers Jets. Yeah. Bad weather
game. I'm running away from that game. I actually will play that defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be playing the Steelers defense.
And it's also raining in Cleveland as of 2 hours ago. So.
Okay, maybe less Cincinnati.
I mean,
I gotta figure out. I gotta get rid of some of the quarterbacks.
We gotta finish up, but we'll see y'all on the next one. We appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yep. Later, y'all.